What's cracking, people? Angelic Mayhem here. So, this is not going to be one of my other Path of Exile videos. This is actually going to be an experimental video. The reason why I wanted to put this together is because for the past couple of days, ever since the new patch just came out from Path of Exile, I have been keeping an eye on Reddit and a couple other locations to see what people have been doing with their Val Orbs. And it's been very interesting. For the most part, the reason why is because nobody really knows what a Val Orb is capable of. It just says modifying it unpredictably. And I've been trying to figure out exactly what that means. So I've been looking at, like what other people have done with their Val Orbs to see what they can do. For the most part, I think I've been able to kind of narrow down the probabilities that you can get with Val Orbs. But what I want to do is kind of create an area where people can come and, like literally write in the comments below what happened when they used their Val Orb, all right? And hopefully together we can kind of figure out what these things do and what they're capable of. So based on what I've seen on Reddit and in the other places where I've been looking, here's what I know about Val Orbs, okay? First of all, a Val Orb, when you use it, it corrupts an item, which means that it is permanently however the Val Orb has left it, okay? You can never change it again. You can't change the color of the sockets, the number of the sockets, the links of the sockets. You can't change any of the properties. That's it. That bow or whatever it is that you have used the Val Orb on is permanently like that forever, okay? So with that in mind, I would suggest to you that using a Val Orb on your most valuable property is probably not a good idea, okay? Not at least until we get a good grasp on what these things do. So what do these things do? Well, I have seen probably 40 to 50 different Val Orb results. And I will break them down this way, okay? So we have, let's say we have an item like this, okay? And you can see it says plus 15 life gain for each enemy hit by your attacks, all right? And that's kind of like the base property of this particular item. And then the items below it are the modifiers that, come up as a result of making it rare or magic or whatever. The base property seems to be the one thing that the Val Orb changes the most. I would say maybe 40 to 50% of the time, that plus 15 life gained will change to be something else. What does it change to is entirely unpredictable. I have seen several items where it has changed to, let's say, like plus 13 to 15 chaos damage, or plus, it does a lot of chaos damage and things like that. So that would be the first thing. The second thing that I've seen that has been likely is when people have been using it on the unique items, by changing these properties, so for instance it says like 61% increased physical damage. If that property changes, this bow is no longer a unique bow, so it becomes a rare item. Okay, so that's one of the most dangerous side of things, is that it can change it so unpredictably that it actually makes it no longer a unique item. It turns it instead into just a regular gold rare item. All right, so that is one of the things that I would caution you about. People are using it on their like their major unique items, like stuff that you never find, and that are so powerful, but then they use it on it and it just changes it and wipes it out completely, you know what I mean? Like Cone's Hearts and things like that. So, I would kind of caution you against that. The third thing that is most likely, I would say maybe 10% of the time, is that it will change one of the colors of your sockets to be white, which means that you can stick either blue, green, or red items into that socket, which is useful, but it's not as useful as maybe getting something, pretty major in the attack category or something like that. And then finally, the last thing that I've noticed that people have been using Vaal Orbs on is that they have been, going up to different Stronghold Chests, dropping the orb on the Stronghold Chest to turn everything inside of it corrupt, and then seeing what they get out of it that way. I actually think that that's a pretty good idea. Like, for instance, you can use this Vaal Orb on a gem, and if the gem supports the Valve prefix, you can actually turn it into a Val gem. So, that's not actually a bad thing. Like, if you find a Stronghold chest that has a bunch of gems in it, you could use the Val Orb to change all of those gems into Val gems, which could be very useful, you know, in terms of modifying all of your other characters. So those are the things that I've noticed the most. Here's what I'm going to do for this. I actually have 2 identical bows, okay? They're almost 100% identical. And so I'm going to use it on the one that has the greens because obviously I can change the color of these later. And having 3 greens on a bow is usually best when you're, you know, starting out an archer. This is a bow that you can start literally at level 1 and start to use. So I'm just going to use this on here. And so here we go. All right, so it corrupted the bow. It has changed it from a unique to just a regular gold bow, and it requires level 18 now. So it is significantly different. It left all of the sockets exactly the way they were, and it has just radically changed the entire bow, which is a result of it probably changed one of these 5 modifiers, and because it did, that could no longer be a unique bow, so it converted it over to be just a rare bow. 71% fizz damage. I mean, this is not a bad bow, especially for level 18. That's pretty good damage. The electricity is really what makes it. If I was doing an electrical archer, that would be pretty good. Some good boost to the crit chance. It's not bad. It's not bad. Really interesting. I like the Val Gem idea, or I'm sorry, the Val Orb idea. I think that it's very cool. I think that you should probably hold on to them for the Stronghold boxes though, because I think that, I don't know, in terms of payoff, I think that it would be better. But in the description below, if you have used any Val Orbs, I'd like to know what happened with your stuff. If you used it on a rare or if you used it on a unique, what the results were, just so that I can kind of get a handle on what these things are all about. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, share it with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or smash that like button. And I'll catch you next time.